Yeah. Hey, this is Heather Hatton with Talk Back with Heather Hatton. And I don't know if y'all heard that Bone Thug classic For the Love of Money, but I thought that was a very good intro song for Mr. Oscar Mcgarr. He is one of the most known advertising and promotional gurus in Houston. He has dominated the South with bringing people such artists as like Shaka Khan. What's some of the other people you brought? Prince. You know, that man. He brought Prince to town.
B.B. King.
Yeah.
We could go into Nancy Wilson, Brian McKnight. You name it. Anything from George Wallace, Chris Rock, Cameo.
Oh, that's the man who had the little cup. Cameo.
Yeah, that's Mr. Cup.
Okay, he had the flat top and the little cup.
Yeah, that's Mr. Cup.
Okay.
The Barcades. You name it. You can go down the line.
Okay. Now I'm gonna tell you where you phase in for me. Like in my generation, for me to be able to put a face with the man that bought the Kappa Beach party, oh my God, it's like
no, I used to go there.
I used to go to the Kappa Beach party, baby, and I go to the Kappa Beach party and I be dancing and gotta get a little hip action, and then when I check out, I say I want the same room at the same time next year. Now, see, for me to be able to put up, because I just thought it was a party, but I didn't know that it actually started out.
Well,
you know how it did.
The real story about that is, me and a guy named Mike Easley, my line brother and roommate, he was the president of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated at U of H, and I was the vice president of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated at Texas Southern. And which we, as making that statement, you know, we're Kappas. We had a picnic at U of H, and also we were both working for Lone Star Beer Company in special promotions for each campus. So we decided to have a picnic with all the chapters, you know, TSU Prairie View, U of H, and Lamar. And it was too big, so we moved it to Herman Park. Too big. So the brothers from Lamar were complaining with the brothers from Prairie View. So they said, well, let's go to Galveston. So everybody converged at a neutral site in Galveston. So that's how it really originated.
That's
then
how
you had
it started.
brothers from other chapters having the beach parties. But later it came to be where people saw the money could be made. The city of Galveston was making money. All the hotels were sold out.
Right.
So in 2000, I got a call about participating in the beach party, and went down, talked with the city. They made an offer. We countered and gave them $375,000, and spent roughly $2 million. But we only made $700,000 back. All the money was stuck on the freeway. We had one of the biggest beach parties ever in the South.
Yeah. Because I'm gonna tell you now, I used to be one of the participants
but
that was stuck,
you know,
stuck
every
in the
year
freeway.
there were beach parties going on. But it was called Kappa Fest. We bought it in 2000. And we called it Kappa Fest.
Right.
Then after that year, I did keep participating with it.
Right. Now I'm gonna tell you, I stopped going to Kappa when it started turning into where a lot of little young kids start going, and it wasn't fun anymore.
Absolutely. What went down? It went from, first of all, the university people, Kappas, mainly had to disassociate themselves with the event because of the liability.
Right.
Then you had younger kids from high school, even junior high coming. So that deterred the city as well as people wanting to participate.
Right.
So it had to come to an end.
Right.
So that last year, it was so bad with youngsters going, so the city said, no more. This is it.
Yeah. Yeah, because
And as you know now, the more prominent events now is the Mardi Gras, and of course the biggest event is the bikers. It's incredible. It's totally out of control.
Right. But you know, but that has a whole nother different crowd though, because
of
like
course.
you'll get like our younger kids who just act like they don't have any home
but
training.
with the bikers committee, you'd be surprised how many Afro-American bikers have.
Yeah, but they're like older. It's not like teenage African American bikers out there, is it? Right. See, that's what I'm saying. Like that's what kind of started diminishing the Kappa Beach Party because before it was adult fun. You didn't have to worry about this 13-year-old, this 16-year-old, and then
it was a college event.
Right.
It was where they took
adult fun.
Their break and stuff, and then it migrated into the high school, and so the high school kids start coming, and then of course the junior high school starts sneaking in there too. So that's totally out of control, you know.
Right, right. Now let me touch on you being this major, enormous promoter, as being the first black to rent out the Astrodome.
Okay, well.
To co-rent out. I know I'm probably saying it wrong, but.
Well, I was happy to work with a guy named Dwayne Caraway. He's the former mayor of Dallas. Okay. He was my big brother in college and so forth. So I was one of the owners of this club called D's and G's at the time. And he came to me with a plan to rent the Astrodome and buy the TSU and Grambling game. And ironically, that's what we did. Okay. He owned a company called Caraway Sports, and I was his assistant, and we were first Afro-Americans to rent the Astrodome, to buy the rights to the TSU and Grambling game, as well, after that, buy the SWAC basketball tournament.
Oh, wow.
And after that, I had the privilege of still promoting the SWAC basketball tournament for Dr. Franks.
Right. And see, that's why I had the man pick out For the Love of Money. Because you got to have some money to be doing all that. But behind, see, I ain't lying. To rent out the Astrodome, come on now. I don't care how you try to dilute it. To rent out the Astrodome,
I was fortunate to be around. I was fortunate to be around people with money. I've always used athletic and attorneys' money as the investors and stuff. And I must say, through the knowledge of being taught in the School of Business at Texas Southern, I'm an alumnus of Texas Southern. And what it really started at Cashman High School first with all of this.
Okay.
You know? So I met a lot of people that had those endeavors of wanting to participate and invest in projects.
Okay. Now, in addition to you being a Kappa, you're also in another...
Yes, I'm a member of Phi Beta Lambda, School of Business fraternity.
Okay.
Cashmere High School alumnus, Texas Southern alumnus.
Okay. Now, you really got your hustle from your mom.
Yes. Helen Johnson.
Yeah.
She put us through college running a Spanish restaurant called the Commodore Club on Riverside. When I was a kid, I used to watch the great Ray Barnett bring in Lou Rawls and B.B. King and Nancy Wilson. I'd be standing on the balcony watching this pull up. They pull up in their Rolls Royces and stuff. And I said, one of these days, I want to do that. And when I was in college, I had the privilege of working with Ray Barnett. Ray Barnett let me do our college parties in his clubs, and he and I became very, very close friends until he passed.
Okay. Okay.
He was one of the greatest I ever met. I'll never forget this slogan. He said, "Release these people."
I remember hearing that.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So you really attribute all of your dreams and aspirations and the things that you've conquered. You actually, like, even though you was a child and watching it, but you learned that mentality from your mom. My mother,
because
she was also one of the first prominent black women in Riverside at that time, right?
Yeah, she owned that corner. Restaurant, club. One time she had two going on the same street. And then she branched out in the bail bonding with my brother and rent houses. Then she went back to school, to medical school, to learn to be a nurse to take care of my grandmother. My mom was, she's an awesome lady.
Wow.
At an old age, she gone to school, studying in the middle of the night.
Wow.
And making A's and B's.
That's amazing.
You know, I'm proud to say that I learned stuff from her and my brother, which is an attorney, Raymond W. Howard. I got most of the knowledge and stuff from.
Okay, and he's your older brother?
He's my older brother. He's an attorney here in Houston. He was like a mentor. He was always there for all my events and everything. And to this point now, he's still around.
Okay.
But I also would like to say that I learned my promotional knowledge from a guy named Sonny Jackson. He was an ex-professional football player that worked for Lone Star Beer Company.
Okay.
And he taught me the ins and outs. We would do Chillicoke sauce on the weekends for people like Willie Nelson and Clint Black. And I said, oh, I don't want to be here. What am I doing? He said, just learn, so stick with me. And look where those people are now.
Right.
They would close down Neiman Marcus and have a party with Burt Reynolds and Clint Eastwood. They bring in an orchestra and throw the catering. And I'm saying, I don't want to be here. I had no inkling what I was doing. And the guy taught me how to operate around all types of people.
Okay.
It was my first. Understand, Lone Star was not your typical beer company.
Right.
It was a redneck beer company, but they gave me the education of how and money. They paid very well, and they taught me how to operate under the influence of drinking. Because when you went to their beer school in San Antonio, you in class and you had to be able to drink in class.
Wow.
So you had to operate your business under the influence.
So you had to learn tipsy.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. They said go to the tab anytime. You taking a test?
Wow.
Go to the tab anytime. So that was my first knowledge of promoting, because we used to take beer to the Oilers, to the Astros, the Rockets, stuff like, you know. So I was always around that atmosphere. Then from there, this guy named William Garrison, they call him WG. He was, at this time, he's one of the biggest black promoters in the United States. And we all opened a club together. And WG would say, who you want to come to tonight, this weekend? And I give him a name. I say Gladys Knight. Or I'd say the OJs. He said, okay. You get on the phone. Hey, y'all coming? It was just like that.
Wow.
It was unbelievable. People like Al Sharpton would call him every day like it's, you know, Kashif, the who's who in the industry. And I was there to be there to answer the calls, and then that weekend have a show while they come as a special guest. It was unbelievable.
Right.
Then from there, like I said, I went with Dwayne Caraway, my fraternity brother, and he was one of the most charismatic speakers that could cut a deal that I ever met. Okay.
Now, is that also where you learned your advertising skill from? Because you also, like, you got your degree in marketing, correct?
I'm a marketer. Yes.
Right. Yeah. So you got your degree in marketing.
My minor is in geography, believe it or not.
Okay.
Because I substitute taught before I got a job with Whittle Communications, which owns Esquire magazine.
Okay.
So I did try our regular route of earning a living. Right. But it wasn't for me.
Right. Well, which one do you like the best, advertising or promotional?
A little bit of both. As long as it's a challenge. I love for someone to say, oh, it can't be done. Or I'm not interested. So that turns me on. Let me figure out a way to make this happen. Okay. And it's the thrill. It's the thrill.
Okay. It's the thrill of the chase.
It's the thrill. It's the thrill.
Okay.
And then at the end of the day, to make it work, there's nothing better in the world than to see a show that's sold out, or to come up with a commercial and that client is happy when they call you and tell you, oh, let's do it again. Right. Oh, you can't buy that thrill.
Right. So your biggest reward is having repeat customers.
Absolutely.
Right.
And then the other biggest reward is helping kids and old folks, if you can, through this. Right. Which I've had the privilege for over 20 years to be able to help kids go to events, help older people, like go to the Astro games, help them, with their Thanksgiving or Christmas meals. Okay. There's nothing more fulfilling than that, too. To see a happy older person face. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, because that lets you know that you're doing well. Yeah, because sometimes... And that's what really life is really about.
Yeah, because these younger kids sometimes can be so unappreciative. So, the older people make you feel like, oh, thank you, baby.
It's unconditional love from older people and kids.
Right. Right. Okay. Well, I'm going to wrap this up with the great Oscar Mcgarr.
But let me interrupt you and say,
okay.
This was a pleasure to be able to sit here with you and enjoy your company and the elegance of you and your staff here.
Oh, thank you. Yay!